Hi everyone, and welcome back to Bryan's Business World. In today's episode, we're going to talk about goals, and more specifically, we're going to talk about whether you should write down and have specific goals or not. Now, the classic self-help advice that you find in many different endeavors, not just in business, could be in weight loss, fitness, finances, various endeavors, is to write down your goals and have a specific achievable objective and a specific time frame associated with achieving that objective. And we've all heard that advice, you should write down your goals, yada yada, and that just seems to be the way that everybody believes and everybody thinks. In today's segment, we're going to explore perhaps why you shouldn't do that. So today the real focus is going to be, why shouldn't you write down your goals? Well, let's talk about that a little bit. First of all, when you write down a goal, it can create a form of myopia or tunnel vision regarding that goal. For example, if you are intent on pursuing a particular opportunity in industry X, you might bump into a great opportunity that really could be executed in industry Y, and you won't be able to do anything about it. Why not, you may ask? Because you have defined your specific, ascertainable, and achievable goal in industry X and not in industries Y. So due to your tunnel vision of focusing on this goal, this written goal, you will go right by that other opportunity, no questions asked. So again, writing down goals can create tunnel vision and myopia regarding potential opportunities all around you. And if you are, quote, sticking to your goal, you will have to let those opportunities pass you by. Another thing that one should look at in terms of why they shouldn't write down their goals is what I call the binary outcome and self-condemnation. So it tends to be when you write down a goal, it's very specific, clear, it's got a timeline associated with it. It invites the comparison of either hitting the goal or not. It's very binary. Either A, you hit it, or B, you don't. Now, that can create a lot of bad feelings on yourself. So let's say the goal was to increase your business's gross sales by $1 million. And you get $990,000 of increase. You have failed. You have not hit your target written goal. So you have this sort of binary outcome where it creates a sense of failure even if you achieve a very high percentage of the goal. And also, that can lead to self-condemnation. So, I didn't hit the goal, and that's factually true, and that's the problem. It is factually true that you didn't hit the goal, even when you got 90 to 95% of it, and maybe did a great job. But that's not the only thing in terms of the binary outcome. There's also self-condemnation through events that you could not control. I'll give you a concrete example of this. Let's say it was your goal to open up a nice and elegant, fairly high-end restaurant in March of 2020. Which, as we all know, is when the pandemic got kicked off in full force. The chance of that business succeeding as planned, no matter how great the plan was, or how much hustle the entrepreneur, rather the restaurateur, put into it, it was likely going to fail. So if that restaurateur had written goals in March of 2020 for his or her elegant business, or rather elegant restaurant, and they failed, was that their fault? No, but if you are looking at strict written goals and strict objectives and outcomes, that person did, technically speaking, fail. So it can lead, unexpected events that sort of collide, I guess is the expression you want to use, these unexpected events collide with these written, static goals. And it can lead to, again, binary thinking and self-condemnation. Last kind of topic to touch on here about why you should not write down your goals, which is inflexibility. Again, I just previously used the word static. the written goals tend to take on a static and non-changeable sort of formulation. It's almost if they were etched in stone and permanent once people write them down. And most people don't tend to think of the written goals as flexible or perhaps adaptable. So the written goals are rigid. And I don't know why humans tend to do this, but it seems like the written goals take on a very rigid and static nature. Whereas I would have you consider, if you do use written goals, think of them at least as flexible and adaptable. But again, they become rigid, and again, that can lead to all sorts of unpleasant outcomes. Now, you may hear some folks say that written goals lead to greater discipline. I would say that there's not really much evidence to support that. I mean, if I write down a specific goal, that didn't take very much written discipline, or rather discipline for me to do that and work to do that. It's really quite easy to write it down. There might be an argument that we could do at a different time, or a topic we could explore, whether writing the goal down focuses you more. Again, I think that's not entirely clear from either empirical data or practical human experience. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed our segment today. I would urge you to thoughtfully consider, based on some of the content of today's episode, whether you should write any of your goals down, or perhaps you should consider being more flexible and disciplined in your approach to living. Hope you've enjoyed our segment today. Please leave your comments below, email us, follow us. We'd love to hear from you. Thank you.